Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
I should have seen that one coming.
Radiant team pick.
Witch Doctor!
Dire team pick.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back into the Shanghai Major U.S. Qualifiers. It is Leviathan versus Digital Chaos here. Game number 2 of our second series of the day. Leviathan getting absolutely trounced in the first game against DC. DC with a beautiful start with TC on the Medusa, followed up by UR playing that beautiful Death Prophet. They absolutely crushed some great Impales, some good Witch Doctor ultimates, and really overall just a solid game plan. So we'll start things off. My name is Mott. Here on Mott Dota 2, we've got Cart doing stats, and we've got Purge. How are you, man?
I'm pretty good. I think you had it the wrong way, though. Like, you are owning the early game, and everybody else on DC owning the game, and TC just kind of sat back and was like, I'm gonna farm insane amounts and be there, just in case we somehow throw this huge lead. Because I really felt like TC played well on the laning stage and all, and he got tons of last hits, but it could have been like any hero, and I think they would have.
Yeah, that's pretty true. It just so happened that he was one of the strongest late game carries, so if they did get into that stage, it's pretty much game over. I mean, he already had a Scotty and a Yash. He even died once, and if he didn't die, it would be even worse coming out for Leviathan. So a lot of the problems coming out for Leviathan, I think stem from the fact that they often play not their style of Dota. I believe, like, they like to pick crazy heroes. They like to put him in the offlane for Jenkins. And that sometimes works, but right now, they need to think of something else here as they're going against DC in this game too.
And Leviathan opts for a different opening. Digital Chaos had a very similar one, but now they've adjusted it with an Abaddon. Again, they pick Witch Doctor first because it works against just about everything, and it's a very strong support that can be played by both of their two support players. So drafting is hard to detect what they're going to do off of their first pick. So nothing too surprising there. The Abaddon is going to be a response pick to the Bane because they can remove.
Yeah,
it's very hard to play Bane versus Abaddon. I had to play it the other day and it was like, wow, this sucks. I have to like sleep Abaddon, then somebody else, and hope that whoever else is on the team can't stun me. One time I did it right, somebody stunned me instantly, and I was like, well,
God damn it, no! That's the you just throw your freaking keyboard on the ground. You're like, why? And like, I would be upset if I was a Bane player, other than the fact that he's actually really good against everybody but Abaddon. Well, that's not true, but Abaddon is a pretty hard counter to him, so.
Yeah, I mean, he can activate his ultimate now to break Fiend's grip, even if you grip the Abaddon, it doesn't work. You basically have to Nightmare him directly, and after a second, he's going to press his ultimate to remove it. So you're trading your Nightmare for Abaddon ulti is like the best thing to do. It's tough. It's a very good counter. They can play offlane Abaddon, they can play support Abaddon, and I don't think it punishes them too much to play a support because Witch Doctor is a decent ganky. So DC will be in a good place from these picks.
Well, I think this Abaddon probably will be the offlane, as there's been a lot of that played recently. Speaking of offlane Abaddon, I have to bring up Cap. He played that for like the first day, and he owned with it until he died like 5 or 6 times or something in lane, and then he played Tusk every game after that.
It was basically that game that we lost. If you're against a tri-lane, Abaddon isn't amazing. If you're against a dual lane, Abaddon is really good. But the other issue is that it doesn't provide that much in terms of ganking or team. It's basically just removing stuns, running at your opponent since in the early laning stage.
Right.
So that's where the strength in the hero lies. So once we finally lost the game, we're like, you know what? Why don't we put Cap on a hero that's actually strong, like that actually does shit? Because Abaddon frankly doesn't do anything. And then we started abusing Tusk basically because Tusk was actually the most picked hero of the patch. We just did pick it the first qualifier run we did. And second qualifier run, we start picking it. We'd use Ancient Pull.
Yeah, the Ancient Pull was something I did not know about, and I learned very quickly it was very strong.
We could not believe that it hadn't been patched out. It got patched out during the middle of the second qualifier, but during the first one, it was still in the game, and we're like, okay, they updated the game, and they didn't remove Ancient blocking. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is very obviously abusive. Like, why isn't it instantly removed? That's like a hot fix in my opinion.
I had no idea they updated it. I thought you guys just stopped picking it because you're like, oh, you know, Tusk's not working out that well. I mean, I saw you guys pick it and then, like, not pull. I'm like, I wonder why they're not doing that anymore. I had no idea that it got patched in the middle of it.
Yeah, on the last day, we picked it, and then realized after we picked it that 3 of us that were drafting didn't realize that they had hotfixed it. overnight or whatever. Like
Wow.
we had no idea they fixed it, so we picked it. I mean, it's still a great hero.
Right.
But that's basically why. It's just like small adjustments like that. It just Tusk does more in the offlane. Slardar does more in some cases. Tusk can still offlane. He can block. He can get at levels. Snowball's amazing late game. Walrus Punch stops BKPs. There's like so many ways that he's better than a bad.
Yeah. So do you think that this Abaddon is going to be offlane, or is it more than likely a support position Abaddon?
I don't like it that much offlane. It depends on the supports, and if you're against a Bane and an Undying, it is not going to be an off. It should be a support this game.
Okay. Well, Leviathan will grab the Undying Bane. More than likely a dual support combo between the two of them. Digital Chaos will pick up the Outward Devourer yet again for Yawar. So, I mean, it worked out pretty well for them in that second game against Elite Wolves. Earth Spirit coming out for Leviathan. Oh, baby. I'm a fan.
Yeah, it's actually a hero that's basically ignored by real pros. Qualifiers, we saw a lot of people banning it, and we did as well. We banned it in the first. Personally, I feel like Earth Spirit is in a fairly okay place. He's a high win rate at 5k and above. On Dota buff, he's like 53%, but this wasn't as bad as his previous like 55, 57. The change to Geomagnetic Grip, the one that pulls, they used to pull allies. You can't do that unless you have an Ags now, which I think was an absolute balanced way to change the. So I was really glad with that change. He's still a very good hero. Yeah. But he has some weaknesses. He can't zone offlaners very well for.
I think he's a very disruptive hero in general. If you're in a team fight and Earth Spirit just rolls on in, you're like, oh shit, what do we do now? Kind of get worried, and I hope we don't get magnetized.
And it's not even necessarily just about magnetized. It's also you have a stun that lasts for 2.25 seconds, and you can 5 seconds or something. 4 seconds. You can silence for 4 seconds. Yeah. And if you silence Abaddon, like that just sucks for Abaddon. He just can't shield anybody. Or if you silence OD, he can't use his orb. Or if Witch Doctor's trying to ulti, it's so easy to hit him. He's gonna be standing still, silence him, stun him. You have so many options. So Earth Spirit's a great pick here.
I hope we see this Earth Spirit style, and I hope it's the Jenkins offlane Earth Spirit. And actually, I want to ask you, is offlane the role for Earth Spirit? Because I've seen a lot of people play him there. Is that where it's going to be sent this game?
I'm sorry, what was your question?
Is Earth Spirit going to be offlane?
I think it's likely. Maybe they might just dual lane. Could be like Undying Earth Spirit or something like that. Sure. Like if Abaddon is offlane, I think Earth Spirit would be weak there.
10 seconds.
So maybe they'd want to offlane him for that reason. I think it's more likely that they're going to offlane him, especially with the roaming Mirana. That means Earth Spirit's going to be against a dual lane at max, like which +1. So I think he can get away with offlaning, and that maybe help Leviathan. But I don't know who plays Earth Spirit on their team.
Neither do I,
sure
to be honest. Cart, do you have any idea, buddy? Our stats man? You better. I'm firing you. Just kidding.
10 seconds remaining.
I think it's going to be offlane. I have a feeling that Jenkins will play it. I'd be surprised if it's put in any other position. I guess this will tell the tale. So mid Templar Assassin, it could be offlane Quap, which Jenkins has done, but I'm more inclined to believe that it's a safe lane Quap and an offlane Earth Spirit, because the safe lane Quap is actually very strong. Mid TA is fine. This is a matchup we talked about earlier, TA versus Outworld Devourer. Not really that great for TA, but it's not the worst thing in the world either.
Her ability to kill OD is probably not going to be amazing. Lone Druid's picked up one of the strongest carries right now, in my opinion. The new Roar ability is extremely abusive if you're good at it. Stuns your opponents. They can stop Fiend's grips. There's a lot of really amazing things. And especially Lone Druid is, once he grabs a cloak, he'll be pretty resistant to magic, which is a large portion of what Leviathans can be doing. I like the LB pick.
Yep, I've often seen a casual cloak pickup on Lone Druid, whether probably put on himself or the bear, more than likely himself, and then we'll see if he goes for the early Midas. The Iron Talon is somewhat popular on this hero. I saw Merlini get it one game, but I haven't seen it since then, in at least a pro spectrum. You obviously get it if you're jungling, but that's a pub thing to do, and we will not see TC jungling, but.
It's a great item. I've played Lone Druid games without it. I feel like that's probably a mistake, but the new Lone Druid, you need a mana regen item on your hero. Almost everybody gets Basilius. I personally favor a Medallion, which is pretty much the same cost as an Iron Talon and a Basilius, if you think about it. It's about 1200, whereas Basie is 500 and Iron Talon's about 500 as well. So I like Medallion better myself. Gives you the mana regen, and then you're also going to kill creeps really fast. Maybe about the same as what a Iron Talon would do, and then it's also better against heroes. So I personally like the Medallion build, but Iron Talon's also very good because your bear will be jungling a lot. You can do that 40% of max HP. It helps you push. You can do catapults. There's a lot of ways that Iron Talon is better than Medallion, at least in the early game, because it also accelerates you as soon as you get it. Iron Iron Talon is definitely a good lone druid item. You've almost always got slots. You'll sell it later, but it's a great option. It's going to help you farm. It'll keep your bear alive.
Yeah, good choice if he wants to go for it. Doesn't have to. It's pretty much what you're getting down to here. And Nushim is going to be playing the Earth Spirit. Nushim is a support player. So offlane Jenkins and Dying has the 2 Mangos. He's got a Stout Shield, and it's more pretty much 100% that Jenkins is going to be in the core role here, and that it's going to be a 4-position Nushim Earth Spirit, which I'm completely fine with because he does have an Orb of Venom. He's already got Rolling Boulder ready to go, and he can contribute himself to a lot of kills. The bear will come through and scout down to this bottom lane, but they're all smoked up, and so they'll just walk right past. But guess where everyone is from Digital Chaos? They're at the top rune spot. They are not concerned whatsoever any of that shenanigans happening down bottom lane.
Yeah, it's definitely the safer way to do this. One of the benefits of lone druid is you can scout with it. Like you just saw, it doesn't break smoke, but it's going to make it pretty clear that Leviathan is either smoked or they're getting ready to fight top. So it's going to keep DC a little bit scared. Leviathan doesn't lose that much from this, and with Ziz showing here, they're going to say, okay, they're all bottom lane. They're just going to try to snake the bounty rune, but I don't.
Shibu will be here. He'll right click it once or twice. Starter's been picked 6 times so far, and 6.6 by DC, making him their 2nd most picked hero with 4-2 record. The 3rd time they've picked it today in their 4 games. So yeah, that was something that came through.
Ooh, they might get the bear. Oh, they missed the arrow.
They missed the arrow. Shibu will grab up the bounty rune. That almost could have done a lot of damage. There wasn't really anybody from the Radiant squad, so I don't know if that arrow would have actually contributed to them getting a kill, but
they would have had 4 heroes there. I don't know. They might have been able to kill it, yeah. If they did, it's 300 gold. Losing your bear is actually a really big deal. You have to be a bit careful with it.
Iwara is going to go ahead and block up in the mid lane. Shibi's pop the refraction and get Astral immediately.
Rolling Boulder would do 100 damage and it's slow by 80%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine if they try to go for this. Refraction is going to be a cooldown for another 6 seconds, so maybe they'll wait for level 2 and like Sideblades or something. Here they go, Rolling Boulder in. They're going to find him. The slow's going to go through. The Orb of Venom locking up, but they have that Refraction, and Uar might die here. Last right click, and he get there in time. No, the Fairy Fire comes out. A good try from Nushim, and this is just already, you see the strength of the hero against somebody like an Outworld Devourer.
He didn't lose too much. He did lose some HP there, obviously, but just the Rolling Boulder and the Orb of Venom gets so much advantage. Arrows coming. Sorry, it's for a new.
Yeah, he just sold it through and got the Wild Wing Ripper up at the top rune, or rather the top jungle. This leaves Ziz against Bulba, and it's a solo versus solo matchup, and Ziz is actually getting right-clicked down pretty heavily. The Curse of Avernus level 1, very good value point. Down bottom lane, Brainsap flies through, and the Spirit Prayer actually getting harassed. They might have to resummon here. TC has one ready to go. He's sitting at only 1 last hit. They're doing a great job down in this bottom lane again. Only 300 HP.
He might kill it. Bear's dead. Bear's dead. If he can nuke this, he does get it. Even if he dies here, this is worth 80.
Zebra can nightmare himself when he needs to. Last right click. Will he deny himself and get it off in time? Last right click. Still alive with 8 HP.
TC's fast, though.
Oh, look at that right click, though. He gets there just in time in that range, but here comes the tombstone, and Jenkins has like 5 stacks of decay. It's dropped down back to, well, again at 1437. Will survive. He's trying to juke and jive his way through the true line now. Getting blocked up, he'll eat his way up. And meanwhile, mid, they get the kill on Shibu with the arrow combo coming through. Decay misses, and Jenkins, actually, he's tanky, but he might go down here. The tower hit's doing some work, and the last right click, and TC gets, for all intents and purposes, a double kill. What a disaster.
It wasn't worth it after all. The fact that it was the first blood, like 300 gold for Bear is great, but you gave 400 gold to TC there that was able to pick it up. Lone Druid's one of the fastest heroes in the game at base, so he's able to.
Oh my lord. And they kill top, and I missed that completely. T-Tor is great stuff. XD.
I feel like they should have just let Bane suicide over. I think it was kind of a bad idea what he tried, but they're going on mid.
They're going to find out with the body blocks. Yawar in trouble. They pop the refraction level 1 side blade. Do they have the damage? No. He's going to be behind the tower safe and sound again. Another kill gone by the wayside onto Yawar that they could have gotten. And it looks like Yawar wants to go ahead and go to work onto Shibi. They have actually the Murano roaming in, but no Astral Imprisonment used. They decided against it. There is an Observer Ward for the dire side, so they actually saw AUI 2000 roaming in. So Shibi's going to play a little bit further back, and Yawar is just looking for that Astral. Can't find it. But this will mean that down bottom, you see Nushim is rotated back in, so the aggro tri lane is not going to go to work, it looks like.
They've got 2 levels of Tombstone here, so if they can get a Tombstone, it can get a kill. They need to initiate with.
They pinged out. They see Nushim now. They see him walking in. That ward is really well placed. They have a ward here as well, so I think they saw AUI 2000 on top of that. Yeah, they saw him walk in.
Should have been able to deward this obs, by the way. The Radiant deward was badly placed here.
Oh, they get the sentry down, and AUI picks up his own ward. And so now there's no vision down here for Leviathan, and there's plenty of vision coming up for DC. And like you said, they should have been able to counter ward that, but and that's going to mean that DC's fine. He's safe now. I mean, yeah, sure, he's got 3K stacks on him, but otherwise they're fine.
Yeah, Fairy Fire is going to make things a little harder too. Like Lone Druid is actually a very good laning hero due to the fact that he's got 2 right clicks instead of just 1. So having an extra heal on top of that can be really. And Jenkins is going to drop down the Tombstone because it's going to get him some last hits and also counter push the wave and allow them to die. Because if they push the other way, they would take too long for them to go.
There has Entangle and Savage Roar TC. Oh, good Savage Roar timing. Boulder Smash will miss and they'll have to back away now.
That Roar is just so OP, honestly. I think that ability is really, really good.
Yep. It's the first fear effect in this game of Dota 2. Unless there was one way before and they took it out, but Savage Roar is now up and ready for the Lone Druid mid lane. Looks like there's going to be maybe a dive here into Shibby.
Jim's ready now. They're going to probably go on the Lone Druid in a second when Bane comes back.
Yeah. Bane's going to check out mid. No room.
Like, he should have ran back. But I don't know why he should have run. Like, Flying Zebra wasted some speed trying to kill Lone Druid. They have to kill him before 6. Otherwise, he just starts getting unkillable.
And he's pretty
TA
close. He needs, like... This creep wave will probably get him to 6, unless the Witch Doctor starts leeching the experience, but that's not going to happen, it looks like. Jenkins thinking about diving, no Tombstone. He's got the mana for it. If he pops the Stick Charge, he has the mana for it now. He's thinking about it. He's running up, and he's just trying to kite the bear around. Mirana top lane, they get... God, I missed another one, that Queen of Pain. I don't expect her to die, but they put her down with an arrow. It looks like an Aphotic Shield, and you just run there for the Abaddon. Mid lane, Sheepy's fine.
I mean, he's really behind in levels, though. And last hits as well. He is having a really tough time in the mid lane. Despite the roam from Earth Spirit, they're just not getting the kills.
Yeah, this Earth Spirit is not being as effective. If they'd gotten that early kill, that first blow onto Yuar, they would have been in a good spot. Now the Entangle on Jenkins. He's got Salt. He's got Tombstone. There's going to be the Boulder Smash coming through, but Jenkins is still in trouble.
Oh, that was dangerous.
Savage Roar comes out.
If he gets Entangled, he dies.
One more, Sword will fly. Tombstone's going to go. They don't have the Entangle. They're going to go to work on the Tombstone now instead. There's the Decay up, but the Tombstone's gone 150 gold, and Spirit Pair could have gone even further to go onto Jenkins, but not going for it this time. TC's at 900 gold, boots onto him and the bear. Yeah, he should have been dead there. Meanwhile, Yuar has 38 last hits. Oh, God.
So dangerous for them. Iron Talon will be coming out with the Ring of Basilius, so similar build that Merlini was doing on. Probably the right choice. I do like the Orb of Venom pickup. I am not sure I like Midas on Lone Druid right now. I feel like it's a little bit too overkill. Like, Lone Druid can actually fight early, and he's good at that. I don't think you have to go for, like, the all-in way for Radiance. Fight mid.
AUI gets caught out. They actually throw up the Boulder Smash as well as the Rolling Bird. Now the Cat's going to bounce on it too, but Shibby has a haste rune. They can't really chase this down. Say they wanted Yuar, but they'll pick up the Mirana instead, and she almost got away with the leap. So that's, at the very least, they got a kill. And Nushin finally gets involved.
He's going to stay on the bot lane, maybe looking for some Druid pressure, but Lone Druid hasn't transformed yet, so it's a little scary. The ward might...
I think they might have just... I think they got tanked. They see him now. Boulder Smash will fly through, and that's going to miss completely. TC will just go back to laning. Like you mentioned, he could go... Not for that Midas. He's already picked up the Iron Talon. AUI 2000 mid, as well as Yuar, who has now his treads up and completed. Top lane, Bulba has had a great time. He's got a couple of kills. He now has his phase. Jump in. Ziz misses him. Sonic Wave, not the mana for it. Fairy Fire comes out, and Ziz is in trouble. Scream of Pain will fly, but he's going to go to the last right click, and Bubba will get the kill.
That's a big mistake. They're going to get a brain sap kill at least, but...
Such a thing be.
Quaffing this far behind...
That.
It's bad, man. You can't let a Quaff get that far behind if you're in the safe lane. The strength in Quaff as a safe lane is you get a lot of levels, and then whenever a fight is about to happen, you get a kill. Like, and you just keep that up consistently. But if you're in a 1v1 against a player who consistently has played 1v1 mids, he's very good at 1v1s, and already Abaddon is just going to break more efficient Frostmourne. Like, so tough to win that matchup. He's really far behind now.
Yeah, Ziz is having an uncharacteristically bad game, I think.
Yeah, he usually plays very, very consistent.
No, not this game. He's going to go ahead and smoke up and head towards this bottom lane, but I don't know if they're going to be able to find the kill here. No Observer Ward in the jungle anymore, but they should have some vision of the lane. They actually do see think because, of course, they see the creep wave there. They're sitting behind him, though, and Ziz is looking to jump in with maybe a Sonic. But TC is very taken. They're going to go for it. There's a Scream going through the decay. Savage Roar comes out. Tombstone's going to fly as well. They need a rolling boulder. They haven't found one yet. Or a boulder smash. They're going to TP in a couple of heroes to rotate them in. Here comes 1437. They'll stun up him as well as the bear. Zizzy looking for more. Has no more mana for the Sonic Wave. Now he does. Sonic Wave might go. He'll pop it off, and it only hits on a TC. Doesn't get a kill on it. The Fairy Fire will go. Now Ziz is actually in trouble as the Antego almost came through, but they can't find a pickup for their freaking life.
That was really unlucky on the intent there. I seem to remember when TC used to be on Liquid back in the day, the reason they never picked Lone Druid is because TC just felt confident that he never gets roots, and right there it happened. He did not get a root. If he got a root any of those times, that was a dead quad.
He would have. Sadly, that's not the case. But, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of abilities. That's a lot expended to try to get a kill, and they didn't get either. Not on the TC and not on the Witch Doctor. And so now you're kind of wondering, well, how did we kill this guy? He seems pretty tough now. He's got 1,400 gold. If he wants the Midas, he's going to buy it rather soon, as he almost has the money for it. No, not even a smoke mid. They rotate towards the mid lane. They'll find Flying Zebra. Arrow gets canceled. Boba thought about chasing him down, and they decided against it. The smoke, or rather the rotation, is blown up. Shibby is level 8, level 9 for Yawar. He's trying to get to that Desolator, and I feel for him. He's not having the best game. He's only got 34 last hits to the 69 of freaking OD.
Definitely really tough. I think Midas is the right item on Druid this game. Just get fast Radiance. Fight happening though.
Yeah, Warrior's gonna get caught out. There's
grip.
the Fiend's Grip. They're gonna find him.
He doesn't have shield for 2.
No
He's dead.
shield comes out. Boba in trouble as well. He's got the bar time. It'll get popped. They need to slow him down. They've got a side trap. They'll use it. Can they get 2 here? This could be the turn they're looking for. Now Boba has a product shield up, and he'll use it quickly. Starstorm goes. The cast will fly out as well. Jagged's in trouble. Sorp is up, and he'll stay alive. They lose no one. They get 2. 2 of the big kills, in fact. They pick up the OD, and they pick up the borrowed time Baden as well. And that's what gets Shibby up to his first Mithril Hammer in time.
I didn't see what led them being that deep. Maybe it was Nusham doing a rolling boulder into a punt back, but Odie was extremely out of position there. And the Fiend's Grip, like, the Bane was just so well positioned. Might see a bear kill on the bottom.
Yeah, it's going to be close. The Shadow Strike's still going. There's the Savage Roar. He can just blink back in. Jumps in, last right click, there you go, 300 extra gold, now mid lane, should be in trouble, Arrow's gonna hit up, he's got the usage of Nightmare coming through, but still in trouble, the Refraction now going down, no more meld, they have the Sentry Ward on the ground, even if he decides to go for it, now they don't, he pops it up there just out of range, they drop down another Sentry, in fact 2, Refraction will go, but Shibby in trouble, tries to get the meld strike off in the pocket bell, but will not find, Arrow gonna come in and it'll hit Zebra as well, they'll drop the Tombstone down, they get the root up, Moonlight Shadow will fly as well, 4 men mid. Fight coming up from DC, looking for Jacobs. They won't dive any further. They were looking for Natural. On cooldown, though, for another 7 seconds. They'll now start to go to work on this Tier 2 tower as they get 2 quick kills on DC's side.
Yeah, they're just kind of running over Leviathan now. It's very clear to see that the TA is far outlaned. But Yawar has just been crushing people mid all day so far.
Yeah, he's had a great day. He's played OD once. His first game wasn't as good. I don't think. I can't even remember when he played first game. What did he play first game? Do you remember? Against Elite Wolves in that game, number 1?
Joker.
Ah, that's the one.
Played well that game too. Maybe he didn't super outlane his opponent, but he played very well.
Yeah, I mean, Yawar's crushing it right now. He played OD last series. He destroyed it. Had a great game. The last game he played Death Prophet, which is the first time I saw it, and he absolutely, like you said earlier, crushed it in the early game. And then, of course, TC just was able to carry it through as the game progressed. And again, TC's doing rather well for himself. He's top in net worth. He's up to 3.1k. The ratings is almost done. And I like that, like you talked about, he didn't go for Midas. He's got the Iron Talent. He doesn't have to waste time on another item when he's going to get plenty of farm with his ratings once he gets it. So I think it's good.
Definitely the way to go. It's going to counter the TA so well, too.
God, she doesn't need to get
Radiance
countered.
comes up, TA is just done. Like, do anything as TA. And if you get entangled as well, you're just dead. So many damage sources.
She's already having a rough game as it is. And they have a mech too on AUI, again with an early game mech pickup. He's actually only behind the Templar Assassin and the rest of his squad.
His farm, like, this is a good game to look at an example of like how you play support bottom correctly. Like the way the Elite Wolves played it, they just didn't get enough farm. Like, and the Arcane Boots I think is the solution because it gives you so much mana that you can actually
just arrow
reliably.
Yeah.
So you have to get Arcanes, I think, to make the hero work. Because, like, level 7 Murano with Arcane and Mech, like, that's amazing. The other guy had, like, what, level 4? 12 minutes or something.
It wasn't good, yeah.
It does nothing.
And this is not really that surprising. It's actually super indicative of how AUI 2000 plays Dota. And if you're a newer Dota player and you don't know who AUI 2000 is, he was one of the best farmers when he played for Dignitas. And as a support player, he was known for his greedy play on C9. Not even greedy, but efficient, I think is the way we could put it.
Yeah, he's very efficient with his downtime. He gets a lot of farm out of his support, and he has more items than you normally expect.
1437 trying to get a ward up. Instead, will find a death giant boulder face in his face, and now on the other side, Chibi's to be caught up through the nightmare. Taco Bell, he can drop the hammer, gets Fiend's Grip. Boba has his Aphotic at 3, but not yet. Sonic Wave will fly, and they get the Mist Coil off, and they get the mech as well. Sonic Wave will fly. Now UR gets the Aphotic on it, but they can't bring him down. Zebra is next with Arcane Orb going to work and just brings him down easily. Now Nushin gets the boulder off, but now has to Roy Boulder on out of there, and they'll lose just the Bane. That should have been a lot worse for Leviathan, but they only lose their support.
I thought Leviathan might actually get some kills there, but the Abaddon keeping the OD alive just completely changes things. That's their biggest damage source until Radiance comes up, and if they can't kill him with their ultimates at the start of the fight, it's bad. But even still, should be alive. The TA was able to back out after the refraction and held, so they got him out. They only lost Bane. Oh, a good fight for Leviathan.
Yeah, I'd agree. They could have. They were so close to getting that kill, but the mech came through from AUI, and that was unfortunate for them. And now they will have the ratings pretty much done here for the Lone Druid. I think he just needs the recipe. They checked Roche real quick, and UR thought about going in there, and I think they could do it if they wanted to. Looks like they might. Arrow's going to come in, and they actually, I think, hit a creep. No, yeah, it's not what they're looking for. So Chibi goes for Blank, not even going for the Desolator, and Taco Bell's going to chase after him, but now he's actually going to be melted up, and now UR might be in a bit of a pickle here. There is the mech. Nah, there's only 2 heroes there. They're not going to be able to chase that far.
Can't take Roche just yet. There's a lot of dewarding going on, obviously, to try to get control of ward positions, but Leviathan can still win this. They just need to grab heroes when they're solo. That's what they can do. He's been moving together, and the only person out of position right now is Boba, and he's his ultimate to be able to run away.
Yeah, Boba having a good game. I like the fact that he went for 2 points in Mist Coil. Actually, 3 points in Mist Coil and only 2 points in the Curse of Awareness. I think that's really, really solid.
Yeah, it's not like, yeah, sure, Abaddon can just get max Curse down, but being able to heal somebody that's dying is a massive advantage that you should give up just because you're playing off lane Abaddon.
Uh-oh, Smoke's gonna break. Jenkins is gonna be found out. No use of the entangle yet. Doesn't quite. No, now the Savage War puts him back to Jenkins is low. Can't even get his heal up before dying. 1437, great high ground ult, but still gets canceled by that boulder toss. Now Zebra in trouble as well, gets entangled up this time, and the OD will bring him down. And they're looking for more. They found an arrow on Chibi as well, but it's only a short duration arrow. He's gonna melt up, and they're not gonna be able to chase any further. I don't think they actually had any detection. They're gonna just head to Roche down. This should be an easy one. They'll pick up the Aegis.
Looking like a pretty straightforward game now from Leviathan. They're about to pick up the Radiance, which is going to make TA pretty much worthless, and many of their other heroes just in a lot of trouble. They basically just run at Leviathan. Leviathan can't even slow them down. Huge item and gold advantage on DC. Once they get Aegis, this game is all but done.
And they're gonna have it. Radiance will be completed soon, and I think he's got the money for it now. He'll send his bear maybe back to get one of the recipes. They have the Aegis now on the OD, who has a Force and almost the, again, same build that he had before, which is the Orc and Malevolence. But Boba has, I believe, a Phased Drum and Vlad, so he's got the Orc for his squad. And there's really no farm on anybody else for Leviathan. The Quap only has a point booster. There's a Blink Dagger on Chibi. They don't have any actual damage output. So it's impossible to kill these heroes, especially with Borrowed Time, with the Photic Shield up as well. And now the High Ground Siege will come. They have the Radiant Sphere. He's got Demolish. He's up to level 4, obviously. They'll have the bear up first, and then, of course, send Boba probably in with backup, and, of course, the OD with the Aegis will continue to go to work. Ziz will jump in, throw up his Shadow Strike. That won't do much. Force forward, and they actually get the Astral. If they're going to find the kill, perhaps here they can drop the ult if they need to. Rolling Boulder in, they can get the Magnetized onto 4. It actually is doing some work. They get the Feed's Grip off as well, and they're looking at Yawar is actually going to fall. The H will get expended. AUI 2000 in trouble. He'll be the next to fall as well. Good Magnetized, but now it's pretty much over. TC's still taking damage. They're fine nonetheless. They keep refreshing it for some reason. They actually need to back up. They're still running it. Newsham's in trouble. They get the Sandy's clips off, and boom goes the Dynam. They'll lose 2. Finally, the Magnetized is done. The tier 3 tower will fall next. Zebra and Jenkins getting caught. Jenkins not getting entangled, but the right click, and they actually just soar up and stay alive, just barely up on the Undying. However, the rack's still exposed. Glyph will have to come out. No TA, no Magnetize, no Earth Spirit for 13. A full set of racks will come out now from Digital Chaos.
Yep, man. Magnetize did so much in that fight, but the Witch Doctor heal towards the end was just keeping them here. One of the good solutions against damage abilities. It's really nicely played by Nushin, but it just wasn't enough.
Can you imagine if this was like a level 2 or Magnetize with the Earth Spirit, and they were maybe a little bit ahead, and they got that type of Magnetize off?
Yeah. I mean, they almost won that fight. If it wasn't for Aegis, they would have defended it. They did kill the OD. He was a little out of position.
Right.
But naturally, he was out of position because he's like, I have Aegis. I can play aggressive. So, either way, Leviathan almost defended there. They did a great job, but DC continues with their advantage, and even going to be even less farm now for Leviathan.
Good gem pickup for the Earth Spirit. I mean, they need to get some map control back, and they'll have that fly out to them. I doubt they're going to be in such a bad position for another bad Magnetize to come out, so Digital Cast will probably avoid that. Not only that, but they have to get the top tier 2 tab before they want to push into the top lane. Bottom lane, the racks, you could grab that tier 3 in the racks as well, but it looks like they're just going to sit back and maybe farm for a little bit, except for top lane, where the OD is about to go to work. The Orchid will come out. No ult to be dropped. The Orchid will about to be off with the Soul Burn, and the Radiant Sperm will do the job, and that's a dominating spree now for Yuar picked up.
Where your heart does not.
Such an easy kill, man. Like, what do? Like, Orc counters pretty much everybody on Leviathan.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I don't know really, because you don't have any like Yules or Manta Styles or anything like that. No BKBs, obviously. They're not really even close to that. I mean, look at the net worth chart, 15,000 advantage at 19 minutes. They're not getting beat as badly as game 1, but they're still getting beat down pretty heavily.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Really just DC outclassing them, right? At this point, is what it seems like.
It seems very clear that they're outclassing them. They beat them in the main in matchups that are maybe shouldn't go amazing. There's some roaming to the OD, and he still loses the lane. That made a big difference. Ziz messed up a couple times top, or at least got arrowed a few times. Might see if they can arrow this. This would be a really good way to start the fight.
Oh,
he dodges
so
it.
close. They needed a half second, I think, earlier, and they would have gotten that arrow off. But he does dodge it. Leap away from the Marauder. They pop the Guardian Greaves. Tier 3 still getting assaulted. And Jimmy looking to stop it as best as he possibly can. Now the Orchid on Jenkins, he's trying to walk in. Gets right click. The Arcade will just chews through his health. And now Nushin jumps in. Does not get the Magnetize off. The cast going through the stun is too long. Sonic Wave will hit on pretty much everybody, but it's just not enough damage. It's only level 2, and it's not an Aghanim Scepter, and that is it. Just like that. GG comes out at 20 minutes. 2 quick games, and DC will finally win the first series so far of this group.
Really nice set there from DC. They obviously had a lot of picks ready for going into the tournament. They've shown their Dark Seer counters. It's strong. They clearly think that OD is one of the best heroes in the game. The real question is, what do you ban against these? Ban the other OP heroes that you think exist? Do you ban OD? Do you ban Shocker? Who knows? But right now, I think DC is looking very, very strong and very likely to possibly win the